Hey guys, ZirumsHeroTWR here, and I want to just answer the last few questions that we have here all in one video. I realized that a lot of my videos were like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're going to try to make the rest of the questions on one video. Okay, so let's see, part 4 here starts with Cello310 asking, hey, I was wondering what map editor you use. I've been looking for easy no-script map editor, mainly to make huge flat expanses, kind of like the worlds in your video. Please reply in big capital letters. Thanks a bunch. Okay, well, the map editor I use is actually a non-specific one. Really, when I ever need a map editor, I use it to make those flat maps, and then I delete it, I get rid of it. I don't try to linger with it. I hate map editors, and that's why I really don't remember the title of whichever one I used. I just go and bring up a list of different map editors and use whichever one works the greatest. A lot of them are pretty complicated to use. I know they're probably not, but I don't want to waste my time trying to figure them out. So that being the case, yeah. Sorry about that one. I can't really answer it with a specific kind of name. Next question, KCDS620 asks, what does direction have to do with range? It doesn't make any sense. Nobody has ever answered that question. I need answers. It doesn't quite make sense in some ways. Typically, aiming your cannon west gets you more direction, and usually that's because what's going on is that the TNT bounces towards the east. So let me show you that. It sounds like there's something on my roof walking around. There probably is something on my roof. Okay. So yeah, it hops towards the east. And it explodes. Yeah, what does that have to do with range? Well, if that's the missile and it hops towards the east and it gets closer to the engine, which is getting pushed towards the west, you're actually going to get more distance somehow, even if it's by a small fraction. Usually it does affect everything pretty greatly compared to the other direction where the TNT jumps towards the east and, you know, is farther away from the engine. So, I don't know, it kind of makes sense, it kind of doesn't. Anyway, next question. Nerd number 1 asks, when did you start noticing the malfunctions? There might be a glitch. There might be a glitch with the new updates or the redstone repeater. Actually, I have reason to believe that there is no glitch in an update or the redstone repeater is messing up or anything. Actually, I believe that the malfunction was just something that showed up and really highlighted itself during the update. There could have been something different with the TNT. But as far as I could tell, nothing really has changed. It just really brought out that my cannon could destroy itself. Now, when did I start noticing this was when I got a lot of comments saying that the cannon was self-destructing. At first, I was just not denying it, but just ignoring it because a lot of people are inexperienced and their first cannon, sometimes they get excited and see this video and they're like, I want to try that, and they try it and then it explodes because they did something wrong. So yeah, I had reason to doubt a lot of people. However, once experienced cannon crafters, people who I've chatted with before, were giving me messages saying, hey dude, your cannon is like blowing itself up, and that's when I realized, hey, there might be something wrong with my design then. So yeah, that's when I started noticing it. Fun stuff. Okay, 112 Matija asks, how long did it take for you to build the Imperial Avenger? That, I don't know if that's regarding the first model of the Imperial Avenger, which it actually probably took me about an hour or 2 or 3 after I realized how cannons work. And then I made the Hypernian, and then I eventually moved on to the Imperial Avenger when I started trying to make it better. So that being the case, it took me that long. And you could actually look at my videos because I posted the 5 point something once I realized it was ready to be shown to the outside world. And especially that it had the automated system. So that was like one of the first few automated cannons. I believe there was only one more other than mine that had a video out there. I'm pretty sure somebody else figured it out, but they didn't have a video, so they can't really claim that they made it. So yeah, I don't know. So it took me a while. Kia Shadow Wave asks, let's see here. Can you make the cannon out of obsidian so it won't explode? Obsidian can be easily made, and obsidian is a pain in the ass to gather. I don't know, I really don't want to spend about 30 seconds in front of a black stone just mining and only getting one block. You could if you wish. Also, I avoid obsidian because it's just another way to just lie to an audience. Making a cannon out of obsidian promises that it won't destroy itself, but you know, if it was made of something else, it possibly could destroy itself pretty badly. And also, another disadvantage is that if it does explode and malfunctions, the one thing that will go away is the redstone dust. And if you had a complicated wiring system and that redstone dust disappears, you're pretty sure to have the next 2 or 3 shots malfunction because you incorrectly placed one of your redstone because of what you have to work with. Yay. So yeah, I don't really make it out of obsidian. I just use stone. If it blows up, it blows up, and I will do more studying to see if I can prevent it from blowing up, which I will make a tutorial on this and explain how this is more sufficient than the previous few models. Okay, Decidia Pro writes, does this work on an online server? It really depends on your connection speed and the server speed as well. As long as everything is running fast and smoothly, yeah, it should work exactly the same as it should in survival multiplayer. Yeah, I actually went on a survival multiplayer server just to show off my cannon, got into some sort of wicked argument and whatnot, and yeah, it turns out that my delay that I had before, my timer, was the most compact and most efficient at the time. And now I have this, and I guess it's a little more compact. I don't know. I really don't know. Moving on. Mouse Killer decides to write, how far does it shoot? You know, that's actually an interesting question. I really did not take the time to really just look for a crater. A lot of people are interested in the distance their cannon shoots. Me, I'm not too fascinated with it, really. If the TNT flies out into the horizon and out of sight, that's pretty cool. But I realized that the farther a cannon shoots, the more insufficient it will be with its aiming capabilities. So, that being the case, distance is really not the greatest thing for me. I prefer aiming over anything, and yeah, that being the case, I just try to look for distance that pushes it far enough. Anyway, moving on here. Got 3 more questions. Jidwick asks, why did you start making YouTube videos? I really don't know. I was just bored. First, actually, I made my cannon, and I was just following the Noob Cape Lads Cannon Science thread, and I noticed a lot of people were posting the videos of their cannons and all that fun stuff. And after doing research of the other cannons available, I realized that everybody was just making basic cannon, basic cannon, basic cannon. It really just sucked. And being that disappointment there, I made my Imperial Avenger. And it's just something that screenshots does not explain too well. So I found screen capturing software and just started making videos. I started using my voice because I really got lazy of putting annotations everywhere. I mean, I had fun with the annotations, however, it just wasn't my thing after a while. You know, one thing I noticed is that chickens have a retarded hitbox. Like, if I hit there, oh, okay, never mind. Never mind, you guys. It works now. The chickens have been fixed. Somehow. Or maybe I'm psycho. Anyway, moving on. 3 Target 33 asks, will you soon have a flat plane of stone to work on again like your other videos? That's something I will definitely look into if I decide to continue trying to make my Imperial Venture compact. Like I explained before, I really was super awesomely lazy, and that's why I just generated a world, and I found this sandy plane right over here, and I said, we're using that for a while. I mean, yeah, if I need a stone plane, I'll definitely get one again. However, right now, I was just, yeah. Okay, cool. And the last question here is Symbol123, or Samble123. My apologies, maybe I'm still pronouncing it wrong. But that person writes, how did he get inspired to make a brand new type of cannon, the Imperial Venture, and not just a bunch of normal cannons? One thing I try to do is avoid making the same thing as everybody else. Now, I noticed everybody was making the basic cannon. They're saying, oh, look at my cannon. You know, you could see videos over and over again about these people just nerding out over the basic cannon. And, you know, I had that phase too. It lasted probably 10 minutes. You know, once I understood how it worked, I realized, you know, this sucks. It only shoots in one direction. It's really boring. So I looked into aimable cannons, and I noticed there was the Hypernian, and that was able to aim and whatnot. I'm hearing a lot of birds outside, by the way. Being in Costa Rica, we get parakeets, actually, in our wild parakeets, in our trees over here. So, yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm trying to see if they're in there. I don't know. I really don't know. I think they are. Anyway, moving on. It's night. Whoa. Okay, I probably wasted about 3 minutes just staring outside. Okay, so anyway, back to that question. What inspired me to make the Imperial Venture? Well, I got into the Hypernian, and yeah, I just wanted to have an aimable cannon, and I thought that one was great. And once I tried it, I'll be honest, the first time I tried it, it had no aiming capabilities whatsoever, and I was completely unimpressed with it. And that being the case, I was just disappointed on what people were calling aimability. And yeah, I realized that TNT placement was quite important. And then I started messing with adding more rails and making the stack of TNT much taller. And yeah, eventually I put the automated system and a bunch of fun stuff like that. And after that, it really is not the Hypernian anymore. I mean, look at that. It's the same plane cannon. It fires 5 TNT. It's not a Hypernian. The inspiration, I really won't know where it came from. I just wanted to make a cannon, and I found the right source of material from the Hypernian. Screw the basic cannons. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that basically completes all the questions that I had. That being the case, I'll just go ahead and monologue for a little bit over here. What's going on is that coming in the future, I'm going to be making a few tutorials. Like I said, I'll be making a tutorial for this cannon. Unless it gets smaller, then I'll make a tutorial for that cannon. Also, I'll be making a redstone tutorial. Also a tutorial for the Min Imperial Venture. That one was getting requested a lot. I honestly don't know why, because it's pretty much the same setup, just smaller. But in any case, I'll just make it again, you know, not a big deal. And yeah, and then after that, I really don't know what other videos I'll make. If I want to, I guess I can make a video of me playing this game, legitimately, and not with cannons and fun stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. If I find another interesting game, I'll definitely post it, you know, see what happens. Also, I'll try to find more time to make more videos if I do find something interesting to record. And in the meantime, I'll just be working on my story. Again, I'm posting a link at the bottom. If you don't want to see the link, you know, you could always disable the annotations. It's not a big deal. If you don't want to read my story, it's not a big deal either. You're not going to hurt my feelings. The story is completely available to you for your own advantage. If you want to read it, cool. If you don't, cool. Whatever works. All right, so that answers all the questions, everything like that. I don't have anything else to say. So that being the case, this is ZirumsHero signing out.